Congrats, freelancer, on making it so far in the course. I just have one more reminder before we jump into this last video. I am not a tax or accounting professional. This is for educational purposes only. I'm so excited to see where your freelance business takes you.
Do you even know what a 401k is?
In 2020, Upwork did a report on leading concerns of freelancers in the US. 68% said saving for retirement was a concern. 65% were concerned about access to affordable healthcare. And I'm right there with you. I had a surgery last year that cost me $8,000, and that's with insurance. But if you live in the US, it's just a reality we face.
Welcome to the United States.
But don't let that scare you. If you get organized and follow these next steps, you won't have to worry about self-employed benefits. I'm about to share my number one tip for freelancers. Start an emergency fund. And I recommend this to everyone. If you have a personal emergency fund, that's awesome. But now start building your business emergency fund. This is a just-in-case type of fund that gives me peace of mind if there are slow periods in my business. You can't control every factor in your freelance business, but you can have this money set aside just in case.
Just in case it's popping off.
That same Upwork report that I mentioned previously said 70% of freelancers were concerned about being able to put enough money into savings. But here's my secret, just automate it so you don't have to worry. Just like having your tax savings automated, where money goes from your checking to your savings account every month, you can do the same thing for an emergency fund. And most experts suggest 3 to 6 months of living expenses in your emergency account. So here's what I do about health insurance. I just buy it.
Sounds expensive.
And I know a lot of people have anxiety about stepping away from their employer because their employer has health insurance that they provide to them. It's really weird to me that our ability to get insurance is so closely tied to our employer in the US, but don't let that scare you. Go to Healthcare.gov, enter your zip code, and enroll. Some states, including my state, which is Nevada, have their own websites. The great thing about most types of LLCs is that they can pay their monthly health insurance premiums as a business expense, but be sure to ask a certified accountant to confirm this. On Healthcare.gov or your state's website, there are many options. Personally, I like to choose a plan that allows me to have an HSA. The money that you contribute to that HSA can be invested in the stock market, but that's just me. If you have a partner or kids, you may need a different plan. And most states have a number you can call to ask specifics about each plan. The reason I don't recommend health sharing types of plans, like OneShare or Christian Healthcare Ministries, is they're not health insurance. They are legally not health insurance, and they do not have a legal obligation to pay your medical expenses. And honestly, I've heard horror stories from these types of plans. A few good ones, but mostly bad, so don't do it. As you can see from this chart, most freelancers in the US are on a self-purchase plan. These are my last two tips as it pertains to medical care in the US. The first is if you need labs done or want to have labs done without a request from your doctor, check out the site Ulta Lab Tests. There are many lab tests that you can just order for yourself. I've priced these out compared to what my insurance covers, and Ulta is slightly cheaper, not by much, but slightly, and then I don't have to deal with my doctor's office at all.
How does that feel?
Weird.
Perfect.
My second tip is a website called costplusdrugs.com. It's a great place to get prescriptions for cheaper than you can get them with insurance. It's a company started by Mark Cuban. Some marketplace health insurance plans have dental coverage, and when you click into the plan, you can see which ones offer that. When I go to the dentist, I get a cleaning, x-rays, exams, and fluoride. I rarely have to do anything beyond that. So I calculated out how much the marketplace dental plan costs versus like an in-office plan. And for me, an in-office plan is the better deal. But if you have lots of cavities, root canals, etc., a marketplace plan might be right for you. And when I say in-office plan, what I mean is a plan that your dentist office may offer themselves. So I'm basically buying their own insurance, and it's a flat annual amount for me that covers cleaning, x-ray, exam, and fluoride. So for me, this has worked great. I agree that it's dumb that our eyes, teeth, and ears have whole separate insurance plans, but just know that all marketplace health insurance plans include vision coverage for kids and only some cover for adults. So similar to dental insurance, I recommend asking your eye doctor if they have any in-office insurance plan or cash payments. I don't go to the eye doctor very often, but my husband does, and he just does a cash payment every time he goes. I recommend emailing them and getting in writing what the cash price is before you go. Am I sounding paranoid of the US healthcare system yet, or what?
They are awful.
I'm young, but I decided to get life insurance at age 25 just to get it over with and have it just in case. It can be a good idea to get life insurance when you're young because the older you get, the more expensive it gets. For my plan, I used Policy Genius to compare prices and then leaned on my financial advisor from there to see how much coverage I should get and which company to use. My biggest advice here, never buy whole life insurance. Whole life is also called universal life or indexed universal life. Check out this post from Personal Finance Club about why he recommends term life insurance only. For context, my life insurance policy cost me $450 annually. One important thing to note, do not pay for the life insurance premiums on your business. If your life insurance premiums were claimed as a business expense, the proceeds of the policy, if you die, become taxable to the beneficiaries. While we're talking about life insurance, I'm going to talk about one more thing you can get set up, a trust and a will. A will is a legal document that says how you want things handled when you die. For example, in my will, I don't want a viewing because I think they're weird, so that's in my will. A trust gives one person who you choose access to your assets like your house or your retirement accounts and lets that person distribute the assets to whoever you choose. There's a great company called Trust&Will that handles all of this for you. And again, I'm pretty young to get all of this done.
I guess I am kind of type A.
But I just wanted to get it out of the way, and it's a super simple process with Trust&Will. So let's talk PTO as a freelancer. One of the most exciting parts of being a freelancer is you don't have to request time off from anyone.
Vacation forever!
You can go out of office and you don't need to tell your clients anything. The only exception is one time I went to this rural location that wouldn't have any service for a week. So I did tell my clients that just so they knew I wouldn't be available for that week specifically. But this is all up to you. You can go on vacation when you want. You can work from wherever you want. It rocks.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about retirement. We want to work less, we want to make more, and we want to retire. So I have a transfer from my business checking to my personal account every month. Then from my personal account, I have an automated transfer into a retirement account. I feel like being a freelancer has put me in the front seat and made me very accountable for my retirement. So I've been able to put away more than I did with traditional employment. A financial advisor is a great resource for retirement planning. To keep it short and simple, many experts like this index card that shows which accounts to contribute to and when. So for self-employed people, first, invest in your HSA, and that's if your health insurance plan offers an HSA. Next, max out your Roth IRA. One thing to watch for here is that if your modified adjusted gross income is over $144K personally or $208K married filing joint, then you cannot contribute to a Roth IRA directly. You will have to contribute to a traditional IRA and then roll that money into a Roth IRA. Next, a 401k. I recommend solo 401ks, which are like regular 401ks offered by an employer, but this time it's tied to your solo business. I like to use solo401k.com to set up and contribute. They've been a great resource. And next up is taxable brokerage account. The note card also recommends choosing a low-cost index fund like VTSAX. And next, just turn on dividend reinvestment, set up automatic investments, which is basically means that money comes into your accounts, so you don't ever have to think about contributing, and then rebalance and reallocate as you get older. And really lean on a financial advisor for that, and then don't sell anything till you retire. I only look at my retirement accounts once a year when I contribute them and max them out. This is a flowchart from Reddit that's another great way to understand where you should be putting your money. For example, if you have a high interest debt over 10%, this chart recommends paying that off before saving for retirement. In previous lessons, we talked about Collective, and they can act as a financial advisor for some aspects of your businesses and your personal finances. But if you want to get deeper into that, I highly recommend a fee-only financial advisor. So they don't take a cut of your investment profits. You always know how much you're paying because they're fee-only. I've been using a company called Wealth Mode for several years. If you want to reach out to them and tell them I sent you, go right ahead. I'll put the referral at the bottom of this video. I don't have kids, but plan on having them in the future, and parental leave pay is one of the few things, very few, that would bring me back to a regular job as an employee, regular if you will, to have a paid maternity leave. So similar to an emergency fund, I recommend putting away money early and often if having kids is in your future plans. These things may be cumbersome to set up in the beginning, but a lot of them are set it and forget it. For example, all of my investments, all of my retirement accounts are automated. My health insurance renews automatically. It's really easy once you get things set up.
So to recap.
So don't forget those action steps at the bottom: starting an emergency fund through your business, setting up auto transfer from your business checking to your business savings every month, and potentially signing up for marketplace insurance on Healthcare.gov. And finally, setting up automatic contributions to your retirement accounts so you can be retiring in no time.
You're retired.